else has a blueprint for the day. I don't have that blueprint, and I'm kind of sitting on the sideline. And I don't share that I'm feeling like that. That's not. I don't have that skill set yet.
So I had to get a little
And
lie.
so I pretend that everything's fine.
Just because I always do them at home.
And so what happened to me
Nice
is
to know they get out a little bit.
I started becoming fairly mentally ill. It felt like my skin didn't fit. I'm vibrating. I'm in this place of fire engine tension.
But you can walk further away and we can meet up or whatever.
I picked up that first drink at 13 years old.
Maybe closer to the terminal building, whatever.
Relief. I could look people in the eye.
Near the buildings over there, or near the bridge.
Felt like what I said.
Near the bridge, and then I'll figure out what we're doing. I know that's somewhat ironic to say, but okay. See you in a few minutes.
And I remember that after that first drink that I had,
about 15 tops.
I was never someone that was able to drink safely. And if I was drinking and I used other chemicals as well, like many of us do today, if I was outside, I was getting in trouble. But nothing good was happening. And I'll spare you a lot of the details there because, a lot of us have had these experiences of heartbreak with addiction. And essentially my pattern was, I was a binge drinker and user. I would maybe spend, some time not using, trying to rebuild my life, get a job, build some connections, put gas in the car.
I don't have it.
And then all those things that I was describing would start to happen. I'd start feeling insecure. I'd get in my head. I'd get resentful. I'd get irritable. I'd feel alone. And then I'd go pick up. And that cycle happened over and over and over again. And so on May 23rd, 2011, at this point, over the last 12 years, I'd been in and out of treatment. I'd been arrested. I'm living in my parents' basement. I can't hold down a job. I don't really have any meaningful friendships at this point. I'm hanging out with other people who are doing the same thing as me, and our relationships are transactional. And I'm thinking that I don't want to be living anymore. That thought is occupying my head most days.
Right.
The previous year, I had actually been arrested.
I realize this is deep stuff. I'm telling you, you can go further. I will meet you. I don't know why you're just standing there.
Regina House, it's not there anymore, but we'll serve a weekend jail sentence and May long weekend 2011. I decided that I didn't need to go to that halfway house anymore. Some of my best thinking, my best decision making wasn't great when I was using, and I remember thinking, I don't think they'll notice if I don't attend my weekend jail sentence. And
I don't know about this topic.
I'd been up for a few days, and I remember at 4 o'clock when I was supposed to show up for this jail sentence, the Winnipeg City Police called me and said, "Hey, where are you?" And I didn't say anything. I just hung up the phone. And for anybody who's ever been in psychosis before, often you think the police are chasing you. Well, I can tell you it's kind of a different level of insanity when the police are actually after you and you are in psychosis. And
I thought it'd be more mental health, but of course that touches on so many different areas.
I don't think I'm going to be alive anymore. This is it for me. I took one last trip to the vendor. And by the grace of God, I was arrested in front of that beer vendor on, it would have been probably May 19th, 2011. I still remember being in the back of this cop car, and I had been